So welcome back to the channel, and yep, my wife's making me fix this laptop. So in previous videos, I got on the Facebook Marketplace, found a broken HP X360, the Pavilion one, for $20. And when I say broken, it was broken. And when I went to go pick it up, almost got stuck with my truck. Rough roads. Ooh. So this road goes back a ways. Yep, now I need alignment. Yep, just blew my front shocks. Great. All this just to make $20. Folks, I am so glad I have four-wheel drive. Yeah, almost got stuck in a rut. Two-wheel wasn't cutting it. Four-wheel to the rescue. And after bringing it back, I had even entertained the idea of just flipping the parts, which was my initial thought. And then it just came to me that maybe I should just fix it for myself. So I went ahead and I bought another screen. This is either different or broken. But the screen didn't fix. The seller listed it wrong, but the seller was cool. They gave me my money back. And even after doing that, even did some body work on this thing. I think this is working. DLM Tech Garage. Also, laptop body shop. It made it look almost as good as factory. So the reason behind this is that we're sitting down with the missus, we were talking about it, and we're gonna be doing some traveling pretty soon. And typically I bring my mini PC. It's a ITX build that I put together. I think it's a Ryzen 9 5900, 4060 graphics card with a little 15-inch LCD monitor. And that's typically what I take with me, primarily to catch up on any editing, or keep up with the YouTube channel, and a bunch of other little stuff that I like to do. Yes, some gaming. But the wife made a good point. And after she showed me the itinerary for our travels, my wallet quickly left the chat. And well, I realized that I'm not gonna have as much time to be on top of that stuff. So taking that big of a PC or small of a PC is really not gonna be worthwhile. But a laptop would be ideal, as it's quick, easy, convenient, pull it in, pull it out, and you're good to go. So I got on the Amazon. I decided to take a gamble. They had the whole Amazon Renew, and I found a screen for $70. Typically it goes for about $130, but $70 Renew, it might work, it might not work. Definitely a gamble. And then the top screen, or the lid that goes on top of it, found on eBay for 10 bucks. So $70 for the screen, $10 for the lid, $10 for the bottom part. That's what, math? 3, 6, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's 90 bucks, plus I paid $20 for it, so I'm into it for $110. So even though after the last video I really thought about, I'm just gonna go ahead and just part this thing out. For $110, if this screen works and everything checks out, that's gonna be my laptop that I will be using for travel. So let's dive into it, make sure the screen works, put this thing together, and I guess my wife will be happy. So folks, I know what you're saying. If you're gonna be traveling, you don't really need to be, bringing a PC for gaming. Absolutely, I agree. But I do enjoy playing games when I have enough downtime. And I guess she doesn't want to give me downtime to play my games. But I do have a Nintendo Switch. And good thing she doesn't watch my videos. But anyways, so first things first, this is the old screen. And I kept it as reference. And if you have a screen that's cracked, folks, tape it up. That way you don't get the glass in your fingers. That don't feel too good. But from what I gather, I got to reuse these connectors over here. So we're going to keep this to the side. This is the new back lid. I paid $10 for it on eBay. Not too bad. I mean, it's got its normal, dings, and it's not perfect, but for $10, it's a lot better than this one, which is totally, well, broken, not good. So that part. And I think there's a few other things that I'm going to have to reuse from this. Definitely this. Not sure about the connectors. Nope. These. Hopefully not this. And maybe the new one has that piece on it. Oop, glass. Yeah, definitely not good. So I'll hold on to this as reference. But first things first, I need to take this apart. I'm not going to bore you with this because we've done it several times already. So you can watch the other two videos if you're curious on if you want to know how to take apart this HP 360. But pull these screws, open, good to go. Now that it's open, let's go ahead and remove the battery. This is the one thing I don't like about this laptop, is you have to take off all these screws, no connectors. I mean, it's good in the sense that you don't have to worry about, breaking wires and dealing with that. And in the previous video, this thing was overheating really, really, really bad. And we put PTM 7950, brought the temperatures down significantly. So check out that video. That stuff works great. I use it for all my personal stuff. Now, if you want to use it for customers' builds, it is expensive. It does add to the, price margin, but works great. And I did upgrade to 16 gigs of DDR4. All right, battery has left the chat. Now, let's open this up. And what's crazy is it says Amazon Renew, but this thing looks like brand spanking new. Maybe they bought it and just realized, hey, this is not the right one and doesn't work for me. So, that part. All right, so pretty good. It has the adhesive right over here, so that's perfect. So I won't need these metal pieces like I talked about over here. Yeah, we won't need that because, well, it has it over here and now they're plastic. Okay, cool. From what I gather, and actually reading the instructions, we need to remove this cable, and also there's this little board right over here. We got to pop this joker out and pop it into the other one. Something with the touch screen sensor or anything. So now let's remove this board very carefully. Ah, they glue it on. Very clever. HP, they're very proud of this. And this should just pop in just like so. Now let's take this connector, and I guess we just slide it in just like so. Yep, slides right in. And then we have a little latch here, a little latch here, so we gotta lift this up. The white one, lift it up. Yep. It has a black one over here. I think we gotta lift that up. Yep. And we could slide these connectors in just like so. All right, so we're good. So now let's test this on the laptop. Let's just plug it in loosely like this. Snaps right in, okay. Just loosely put that cover over there. Slide this like so. It is a 360, so we should be able to do that. And what did I do with the charger? And I'm hoping I don't have to put the battery in. Some laptops are finicky like that. Hopefully not this one. Can we get a screen? Please? Ah, sweet. Yep. Touchscreen is working. Sweet. So let's go ahead, unplug this, and let's put this thing back together. Folks, this is promising. And what we need to do now is we need to take, swap it. There we go. Should be better. We need to take the hinges off of here. Take out these 3 Phillips. So these connectors get tucked into this little piece right over here. So that's good to remember. And let's make sure these wires and right over here is a little metal strip, and I need that to go this way to hold down this cable. Okay. Pretty sturdy hinges. Shame the plastic is not sturdier. There's a magnet here, and it's driving me nuts. It keeps eating my screws. Come on. See, it did it again. It did it again. Stop eating my screw. I just want to get this in. There you go. There's another one on the other side, so there's going to be a round 2 of that. Now remember, don't over tighten this stuff. It's not an engine. Okay. I'm going to take that little piece of tape because it's still sticky. I'm going to put it right back here. Like I said, don't know the purpose of it. Maybe it keeps something from coming in contact, but I don't want to find out when the blue smoke decides to donate itself to the cause. Yeah, that would not be good. Take the little black piece, put it there. Take out these right over here. All right. This thing is weird. It's got a signature. Maybe that's something the eBay seller did. Or maybe this thing belonged to a celebrity and it's worth like a ton of money. I don't know. My money is that the eBay seller put that on there just so somebody can't scam them. Nobody will ever know. And we're gonna go ahead and just wipe this up. So right over here, we need to get this extra clean because that's where the adhesive strip is gonna bond to. And a clean surface makes all the difference. And then I'll clean the top part as soon as we flip this thing over. This is also the perfect time to get in all these little nooks and crannies. And I think what I'm gonna do, just to, you know, add the little flavor, DLM. Boom. It's legit now. So now this is where the fun begins. So let's kind of mock it up. Okay, so this connector slides in here, so we'll have to pivot this up just to get that in there. Okay. And I'm always a firm believer of try installing it, like practice, before you actually install it. That way you know what you're going to expect. Like this would have definitely been aggravating. But so far, everything looks like it's going to be what it needs to be. So let's take this, flip it over, peel off the adhesive. If I can find my tool. There you are. And I think we're going to go for gold. Because these adhesives, they're pretty tough. And once you get it in, it's pretty much no going back. And another word of advice, the protective sheet for this, make sure this is bent this way and facing that way. I installed a laptop screen one time and it was stuck in there, and after applying the adhesive, yeah, I wound up giving the customer another screen just because the adhesive was stuck and I couldn't pull it out and I wound up breaking the screen. So, you know, little stuff like that comes from experience, but experience also typically means mistakes every now and then. So I think the way I want to do this is get this connector in, get that in there, and start pushing down. And this is the part that can be nerve-wracking because you can push too much and then have an issue. So far we're looking good. Okay. And those cracks, oh my gosh. Folks, I can't tell you how they make you nervous. Okay, we're looking good there, we're looking good there. Looks good. Now we get the fun part of putting these two together, which should be fairly easy. I think the most difficult thing I find with laptops, besides a lot of different things, is routing the wires. Some of them, they just go in these channels. It's hard to get in. And then if you don't take good pictures, you're struggling trying to figure it out. And if you don't route the wires correctly, they could touch something or break. And yeah. But I still love working on laptops. And it pays very well. So this is going to go there. These are going to go through this channel down here. Kind of a snug fit. And all I'm doing is taking this plastic tool, which is wearing out. I guess that's how much I use it. Just shoving it in there. I'll take this and pop down these cables. All right. These are for the Wi-Fi. So this should be simple. Famous last words. Make sure these are snug. All right. Go ahead and fold this. Double check all our connections. Moves nice and easy. Now, let's pop in our battery. Pretty simple. Now to finally put this piece back in, and hopefully never have to open it up again, unless I upgrade the storage. So it has a 256 gig, which is fine for what I use it for. And I really don't see a purpose to put anything bigger right now. That and my 512s that I do have, and even a couple of 1 terabytes, they're already accounted for. So this will mostly get used for watching a video or two, emails, definitely emails, that's huge. Research, planning, just normal stuff that I don't feel like zooming into my phone and going blind. Phones are great, you can do everything on a phone, but now these strips, they are starting to lose its adhesiveness. I think it'll be fine for now. And now, for the finale, the peel. Woo, that feels good. That was a good one, very satisfying. Let's fire her up. Pretty sure the battery should have some juice or enough juice. All right, cool deal. So everything seems to work. Let me go ahead and deal with all this reset and CMOS stuff. And when we come back, show you the final product. So our laptop is up and running. She's running fantastic. I mean, we got everything squared away the last time in the last video, but the screen is up. Pretty simple, easy installation. Everything snapped in, and for an aftermarket screen, looks as good as the original one. The touchscreen worked, which was big. I did not want to get a screen that did not have the touchscreen feature. And if you're looking to get a screen for this laptop, definitely do your homework on the company and do the reviews, because there were so many screens out there that they claimed to have the touchscreen feature. And then when I did the reviews, it was like, hey, the touchscreen feature doesn't work. It's not compatible. So just kind of keep that in mind with this laptop. But all in all, I'm happy with it. Pretty spiffy, works good. i5 10th gen, 16 gigs of DDR4, 256 gig SSD, which I might upgrade later. Probably not. But so far, not bad. And I will say, working on this laptop was pretty easy. Folks, even my bodywork came out like perfect. I mean, this is, well, maybe it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. And it's good enough for who it's for. So very happy with that. So to review the price, $20 for the laptop, $10 for the bottom lid, $10 for the top lid. That's $40, $70 for the screen because it's an Amazon Renew, which I got very fortunate on. And folks, let me say this, you always don't get lucky with that. So yes, Amazon Renew, you can save some money. I think I saved $60 compared to what this was going for. But for $70, I got fortunate in the fact that brand new. I think the guy probably bought it and was like, oh no, because these models, there's like the 14 DW, the CD, EW, a whole bunch of different letters of the alphabet. And if you have the wrong one, the connectors don't work and all that type of stuff. That's probably the case, and that's why they probably sold it so cheap. So I'm good with that, but you always don't get lucky. So for this, we're into it $110, which works out good because I really did not want to spend, you know, close to $200 fixing this laptop. So $10, I kept within my $100 budget, $10 over. I'm happy with it. And that's the thing to me, you know, when I buy something used, if I'm going to fix it or anything, I want to be into it low enough where I could make a profit. Obviously, this is not going to be for sale or for profit. It's going to be the little travel laptop that I have for the next couple of months. So it works out really good. But folks, I want to encourage you, don't be afraid to fix things. Don't be afraid to take a chance, take a risk. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Fortunately, in this case, I wound up taking a W for this, so very happy for that. But there's been many times where I've gone out and I've bought things that are broken, not working, like you've seen some of my graphics cards videos, and I've taken an L, and it's unfortunate. But if you're willing to be patient, do your research, take your time, learn, and have an open mind, you can fix anything. And always remember, if I can do this, anybody else can do this. I'm not an expert. I never claimed to be an expert. I'm just a guy in the garage trying to fix things, learn, and have a good time, and show you guys how I figure it out. So with all that being said, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. Do you think this was worth it with the headache? What are your thoughts on this HP Pavilion X360? And what other laptop do you recommend to keep an eye out for? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.